All right, down to the bottom of the map, our yellow Terran from the team, SlayerS, got an all-kill last week. Can he get any kills this week? He is.
SlayerS, 패자.
He does have good TVT.
Yes, he does.
And here's also a guy who apparently has some pretty good TVT up at the top of the map. In the blue, it is.
oGs Supernova.
Every time I see his name, I think of that Supernova Goes Pop song that Powerman 5000 did. This was like,
what,
10 years ago. I used to be really into
Powerman 5000?
Yeah, metal band.
Oh, okay.
Lead singer was the younger brother of Rob Zombie.
Good to know.
His name was Spider Zombie.
Good to know.
I was a big fan. I saw them and Static X and Dope at a show once. Like some of the people from the U.S. know what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry, man. I never really followed metal that much.
Oh, really? I never would have pegged you on that, Moltrap.
Well, I do listen to some metal sometimes,
I thought you'd be headbanging with the rest of them.
But we do have SlayerS Tasia going for the gas first build. He's going to go straight into factory tech. This is actually what Supernova did last game and what he's doing again this game.
Yep.
I think. Wait. Am I confused?
Maybe. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm sorry. We'll see. You know, I said before, if you're a Huck fan, you're okay with it. If you're a Team Liquid fan, it's rough. But the world keeps turning, Moltrap. It's going to happen.
The world does keep turning. Yeah, just double checking here, and it does appear that Supernova did get his gas later. I think he built it after his barracks, so.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
May go for a faster expansion as a result.
Factory right away for Tasia, though.
Actually, Supernova's going to go for a tech lab.
Yeah,
maybe
probably,
a Reaper Expand.
I think a Reaper Expand is actually a really good decision on this map. You can get into your opponent's base really easily. You can do a lot of scouting. There's a lot of areas where you can jump the Reaper out again, keep him alive. Sometimes you do a Reaper Expand on a map, and you can get the Reaper in, but then it's very difficult to get him out.
Yeah.
And I think this map is a good map for getting a Reaper in and out. So I think it's a good expand. I like it. First Reaper on the way, of course, for Supernova. He's really showing us a good variety of openings too. He's really improved, I feel.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what's going to happen here. We're going to have Reapers from both players, actually. But the factory's up a little bit earlier for Tasia, whereas we do have oGs Supernova going into an expansion build.
Well, I've got this feeling that Tasia's going to actually switch the factory with the barracks and go for Blue Flame after this.
That
I could
is,
be wrong.
in fact, what he's doing right now. While he's switching the factory over, probably Blue Flame is a smart guess, since he's making Hellions.
Hellion doesn't quite have the gas yet for Blue Flame. Oh, never mind, he does. He does.
Whoa! Oh my gosh, that Reaper just camped out the other Reaper.
Whoa.
That was hardcore. Wow, he's like, I know he's going to come up this spot. It's the best spot. I'm actually going to camp on the high ground so I can get 2 shots before he sees me.
Yep. What is this? You know, Supernova is actually scaring me right now.
Yeah, he actually just took out a Hellion in the middle of the map with his Reaper as well.
Yeah. Wow. His SCV kind of mocking the Hellion before he died, like a Spartan warrior. And they're both going for Blue Flames. Yeah, like I was saying, Supernova is playing really well. Camping the Reaper is a brilliant move.
Yeah, that was actually really cool. And getting 2 kills out of it, 2 important kills. It wasn't just like, you know, a Marine and an SCV. It was a Reaper and a Hellion, 2 much more expensive units.
Yeah.
Oh, but could not take on 2 Hellions by himself.
Nope, he was a brave Reaper, and ultimately his bravery was his downfall. That's okay, though. We'll remember him.
Remember who?
I don't know.
These Hellions are going to poke in here, and he's going to have Blue Flame in just a moment. He may decide when this 3rd Hellion gets there to poke in with his Hellions and see if he can kill some Marines or something.
Yep.
And he actually scans to scout and also get vision of that depot to do some damage.
Yeah, well, I mean, there aren't a lot of units out right now for Supernova. If they come in, they kind of have to come in through a line, so it's kind of just letting Tasia fire away at the supply depot right now.
Yep, now he needs to be careful because if he lines up incorrectly while trying to stay on that ramp, a couple Hellions of Supernovas could roast all of his Hellions very quickly.
Yeah, that's very true.
And now that the blue flame is complete, he's switching the factory over to the reactor so he can start making more Hellions more quickly.
Ooh, Raven on the way from Tasia. Very cool. I always like to see the Raven coming out early, just because it's got so much utility that's kind of unexplored in terms of auto turrets, PDD. But forget that. Here comes the blue flame Hellion drop. This could do some damage.
Whoa! Does a little bit of damage.
A little bit.
Gets 5 SCVs, and then he's forced to withdraw.
Yeah. Now the trick some people have been doing.
Oh no!
Oh, what are you doing?
Whoa, what is he doing?
Well, that wasn't the place I would have picked to drop off the Hellions there, but yeah, it happens, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he'd moved him out of the way, it would have been okay. But he left him where the high ground Hellions could get hits on him, and he couldn't hit back.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Supernova looking pretty secure right now. But Tasia not looking so bad either. And a second Raven being produced by Tasia.
Ooh,
this is now starting to get pretty interesting. And a Raven being produced by Supernova as well. Finally starting to see Ravens. Now one Raven isn't weird, but 2 Ravens. That's interesting. That's when we bridge the gap trap from normal to interesting.
That is interesting indeed. I wonder, because in Hellion versus Hellion, the point defense drones are not really going to play a role.
No, not at all.
Now we did see, I believe, Supernova using auto turrets to good effect, putting him in a good position to block enemy Hellions from getting close to his tanks and such.
Auto turrets are very
in
helpful.
The previous game, so maybe that's why he wants a couple Ravens, so he can quickly throw out 6 to 8 auto turrets, which can actually do very well in a battle. They can do good for harassment. If you drop them on tanks, they can be very effective.
Well, what you can do too is toss the auto turrets down in front of their Hellions, draw the fire from it, and then your Hellions will immediately win without taking any losses, really. So there's a lot of things you can do, a lot of things that people haven't really explored that much yet.
Yeah, and of course the auto turrets don't take the extra damage from the Hellions, so they're gonna, I think we're actually gonna have to check next time we see an auto turret put out. I don't know if they're armored or not, but either way they don't take too much damage from Hellions at all.
I believe they are, actually.
So they're good counter.
And the other thing, I like the sending just one Hellion to chase down the injured one. The other thing too is once Seeker Missile does get that buff that they're talking about potentially in the patch notes, it's going to be even more appealing. So expect to see lots of Ravens in the future of TVT and really TV anything possibly.
Well,
now siege mode not quite done for Tasia yet.
What?
And he's going to try to go for it with the Vikings. He does have more Hellions.
Yep, and he drops down a lot of auto turrets, though, doing a lot of damage. Vikings are going to go down finally, but does he have enough with those auto turrets to fend it off?
Yeah, the auto turrets saved Tasia's life right there.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
And even then, it's still a rough situation for Tasia, although Tasia is ahead in supply right now.
Oh.
Snipes off the Viking attacking his Ravens, very nice. Ravens are pretty gas heavy, so you do need to repair them, right away. You don't want to let those guys.
I think he was actually even waiting for that Viking because he didn't send his Ravens behind the auto turret line. I think he was waiting for that Viking to get out so he could polish it off.
It could be.
So kind of a cool move there if that was intentional. But yeah, nice defense by Tasia. He now has a lead, 15 supply lead over Supernova. Supernova taking a third at the top left though. Or mid left, I guess.
Yeah, the thirds are generally fairly safe on this map. They're a little bit prone to drops, but overall you can secure them pretty easily with some tanks and turrets and things like that. Really, it's that middle of the map, and that's what we're seeing. Supernova using that line of sight to be able to win that fight. Didn't mean that to rhyme, it just kind of came out that way.
You don't try to rhyme, but it happens all the time.
Oh, you went there, why?
You're a poet and you didn't know it?
Why are you still going there?
I'm already there, man. I just don't want to leave. Whatever that means.
I don't know.
So Tasia is going to take his third as well, though. I didn't see that he had an orbital already set, ready to go.
Tasia could take some damage from this Hellion drop. He is moving out right now, and there's not a lot of units to defend. Oh, boy.
It's going to come in there. Oh, gets his SCVs out very quickly.
Yeah, luckily he did have that building there to scout for it. Nicely done.
0 damage dealt.
But at the same time, he does need to give up control of the middle of the map to these tanks from Supernova.
Yeah, Supernova's definitely got control of the middle now with this tank sieged up on the watchtower, and Ooh, Tasia looked for a second like he was going to try and go up there, but good move by him to not try and do that.
I don't think you want to do that, no. Not the best decision ever to move up that ramp. You wouldn't want to lose everything.
Don't want to lose everything. That's true.
Nope.
It's a tip for all you new players at StarCraft 2. Don't lose everything.
Great advice. You know, that reminds me of another possible patch change. One less vision going up ramps. That's actually a very, very big change.
Yeah, that could be very interesting. A little bit of an engagement in the middle here. Hellion on Hellion. The tanks coming up from behind for both players. Supernova has about even forces, actually a couple less tanks, so it's wise for him to fall back to his siege. Up tanks, don't go too far, Tasia. Barely gets back before he goes into the siege tank fire of Supernova's tanks. And very nicely done.
Is he going to keep the middle, or is he just going to pull back now? That's the question. I think he wants to keep it.
Well, the thing is,
better decision to keep it.
It is good to keep that middle of that map. It gives you really good position on the map. It's a good tactical location, but then you got to be a little bit worried about drops because your forces are not back in your base to respond more easily to drops.
Oh yeah, of course you need to be prepared for that.
In fact, you might want to get some sensor towers up.
Well, Tasia does have a Hellion patrolling too, so that's kind of nice. Oh, be careful.
Oh, true, he does. Good point.
Yep. So he's doing okay. He's got some stuff in position to scout for drops as well. A lot of factories out right now for Tasia, starting to produce quite a few command centers too. And now that he has the middle of the map, if he can control it, he can take that gold, he can start taking more bases. Ooh.
Supernova unsieging to try and get a little bit closer, but that actually gives a little bit of time for Tasia to get some extra hits off. He has the air control as well.
Oh, he put down that point defense drone. Just wanted to keep the Vikings from really taking any damage at all. Even mule bombing there.
Yeah, and forcing him to unsiege, so he was not content with the middle of the map. He's trying to push forward into Supernova's area of the map. Needs to be a little bit careful, though.
I feel like Tasia might be getting a little bit too aggressive here, but, you know, he certainly can. He's got the forces, but, I don't know, auto turrets all over the tanks. Nice job. The Ravens really coming in handy there. But is it too much? He's landing the Vikings. Might have to give up the air advantage, but I think he's going to be okay. Yeah, Tasia doing a lot of damage, still able to maintain the air advantage.
Yeah, and Tasia with a 50 supply lead is marching into Supernova's natural expansion. Tasia looks like he's going to take it back for SlayerS and bring it to a 2-2 tie. SCV's coming off the line. They are doing some damage, but there we go, GG. Tasia coming off the bench, tying things up, bringing SlayerS back into the match.
Yeah, Supernova had a good run. He's got a smile on his face. I think he should too. I thought he played really well. Tasia, man, this guy almost gave me a heart attack. I was like, oh, that's like right on the edge of when you can push up, but he made it work.
Yeah, very, very strong positioning by Tasia in that game. He never quite got too close to Supernova's tank line and really pushed the threshold correctly. And I love the double Ravens because what he was doing is he was going in and dropping auto turrets on the siege tank line, forcing Supernova to unsiege, and then moving in. He just did that, pushed across the map.
A lot of utility.
Won with it. Nicely done. And
a lot of unused potential with Ravens.
Again, last game, Supernova had the air advantage, so he could pull stuff like that. This game, Tasia making sure to take the Viking advantage so he could actually pull off moves like that.
Yeah. You know, SlayerS Taja's TVT is pretty good, isn't it?
It is pretty good, man.
It is good.
Pretty good.
I really like the multiple Raven style. I mean, that's like the thing that stands out more than anything for me in that game is just the, you know, I said utility like a million times, but I'm going to keep saying it because it's a great word to use in this situation, utility that the Ravens give you.
They are a utilitous unit.
They are. You don't even need to get Seeker Missile a lot of the times. It's kind of, Seeker Missile is a very late game thing.
Utilitarian players use them.
I guess so.
Who is oGs TL going to send out next?
I feel like it's going to be MC. And there it is.
It's got to be MC.
Yep. No question. Well, this guy is the best guy on the team right now. Nada isn't there. I believe Nada's going to MLG. Is that right? Somebody tweeted that at me, and I was like, is that? I think that might be right.
I'm actually not sure. I forgot who was... yeah, I think you're right. I'm
pretty sure. But this guy right here, oGs MC, two-time GSL Code S champion. Actually, I take it back. He was an open season champion and then a Code S champion.
That's true.
Yep. 30-17. Very good win. But look at his team league results. So he actually has a losing record in the team league. This guy has been called on more than once in the team league in situations like this and has not done too well.
Yeah, he's actually... all right, we're going to take a quick break, as Doa mentioned. Give these guys a chance to rest, get their keyboard set up, give you guys a chance to go watch some more Monty Python on YouTube, and come on back in a few minutes for MC versus Tasia to see who will take a lead.
Baby, don't keep coming up tonight.